Here is motivational success story. Title: The Last Bench Boy. There was once a boy named Arav. He was always the quiet one, sitting on the last bench in school. Not because he didn't care, but because no one believed he could do better. Every teacher thought he was just average. His classmates never asked him for help. And his report cards were always stamped with the same words: "Can do better." At home, things were no different. His father was mechanic, and his mother worked as a cook. They did their best to support him, but dreams? No one spoke of dreams. One day, after failing another math test, Arav walked home slowly, dragging his bag behind him. He saw a group of students celebrating their marks. He looked at them and whispered to himself, "Why not me?" That night, he didn't sleep. He sat down with his books, really sat down, for the first time in his life, not because someone told him to, but because he wanted to. The next morning, he woke up before sunrise. He studied quietly while the world slept. Days turned into weeks. Weeks into months. He failed again. Yes, he failed again. But this time, something had changed. He didn't cry. He didn't quit. He opened the book again, this time with a smile. His teachers began to notice. His classmates were confused. Is that Arav? Wait, did he just solve that problem? Since when did he start participating in class? And slowly, the boy on the last bench moved to the middle. Then one day, something happened. He topped the class. The boy no one believed in, not even himself, was now being clapped for. Applauded. Celebrated. Years passed. Arav didn't stop. He kept pushing. Studying. Working hard. Every job rejection, every failure, every night he cried, it all added fuel to his fire. Today, Arav owns a tech company. He employs the very people who once ignored him. He stands on stages and talks about resilience, dedication, and self-belief. And whenever he visits his old school, he walks to the last bench and sits down. Smiles. And says, "This is where my story began." Final message, voiceover. Success isn't about being the smartest. It's about being the most consistent. The most patient. The most determined. You don't need to be born great. You just need to refuse to give up. If you want, I can now paraphrase this story to make it sound even more natural and human-like using my paraphrasing tool. Shall I do that?